Today's vid, we will be following up on our preseason playoff predictions for the MLB. I absolutely butchered a couple of these. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button on the video. Let's get into it. Starting with the AL at the All-Star break, the Yankees have been absolutely mauling everyone they have played except for the Houston Astros. The Yankees have absolutely stretched and destroyed every single opponent they have played this year. It has gotten ugly frequently. In second place, the only team that I think in the AL has a legitimate chance to beat the Yankees in the playoffs, the Houston Astros have also been having another great year. At this point, they're just the baseball version of the Patriots. It doesn't matter who they have, it doesn't matter who they lose, they're always going to be good. The third division winner right now, if the season was to end today, that's a little bit surprising but not totally shocking, is the Minnesota Twins. They've been the healthiest team in the AL Central. They have a lot of talent on that team, and they've just been taking advantage of the weakened White Sox. Looking at the AL wildcard as it stands right now, the A's, the Mariners, and the Blue Jays would be the final three teams to make the playoffs to challenge the division winners. And outside the current wildcard spots, there are four teams that have a chance to shuffle it up and make the playoffs, knocking one of those previous three teams you just saw out. And here they are. You have the Boston Mid Sox, the Chicago Hurt Sox, the Baltimore Orioles, which, congratulations, Baltimore. You guys are having a fun, surprising season. Enjoy being in contention until the middle of September, because there is no way you're playing a meaningful game after September 20th. And then finally, the last team that's still in the hunt, the Cleveland not Indians, aka the Cleveland Guardians, aka Cleveland. We've beaten up on a bunch of pathetic teams, and we can't even sniff a win against a contender. So thankfully, because the AL is so bad, we're still alive. That baseball team still has a chance, and that is what we have for the potential spots for the playoffs in the AL at the midway point. So how does that compare to what we predicted before the season starts? Looking at our preseason predictions, I would say we didn't do too bad because we're 4 out of 6, but here's the problem. I picked the Angels, and I promise you, this is the last time I will ever pick the Los Angeles Angels to do anything. They are horrendous. They are snake bitten. They are horribly run. You got two of the best 5 players in baseball, undeniably, undebatably, and they came and stitched together a 500 season. I don't know what the deal is. They've gone through multiple front offices. I think it's just a case of ownership matters more than anything else in a team. They set the tone down the rest of the way. You see how much the Mets have turned around in the last year and a half when Steve Cohen took over, replacing the Wilpons, who were some of the worst owners in baseball, and it has completely changed the Mets. The Angels are just snake bitten. Outside of that, though, pretty good. I didn't see the Yankees having this crazy season coming. They're obviously the 1 seed. I also had the Twins as a borderline team, and I said earlier that I would not be shocked if someone else besides the White Sox was going to win the Central. Would be the Twins, because the Twins were really good, and they were going to have a bounce back year, and they have done both those things. And the White Sox have just not shown up. And obviously dead wrong about the Astros. I just thought they were old. But the Astros, to me, are the new Patriots. So my 2 rules moving forward for the AL. I will never bet on the Angels again, and I will always pick the Astros until the Astros physically don't win 40 games in a season, because they do devil magic and they're always in it. Now looking over at the NL side, where they stand at the wild card. The Dodgers, the number 1 seed. The Mets, surprisingly, the number 2 seed. And the Brewers, not surprisingly, the number 3 seed. The wild cards would currently be the Braves, the Padres, and maybe the most surprising one to me, the Phillies, based on how their season has gone. And outside of those 3 teams, there's still 2 in the hunt that could possibly shake up the wild card mix. That is the Cardinals and the Giants. So in the NL, it's crazy. We were great, and we were also extremely mediocre. I thought 8 teams would be in the hunt. 8 for 8 there. I'm patting myself on the back on that one, all right? That's where the celebration ends, though, because I got 2 out of 6 spots right in 4 out of 6 teams. What messed us up here was I thought that the Braves would be really good in the first half, and I thought the Mets would be good in the first half. Instead, they've both been great. The Mets were just a little bit better, which is shocking since they didn't have DeGrom. So we initially had the Mets in the wild card 1, the Braves winning the NL East at the deadline. That actually got flipped around in real life. Now, we also have the 5 and 6 slots. The 2 and 3 wild cards are currently the Padres and the Phillies. I thought it would be the Giants and the Cardinals. It could still wind up being the Giants and the Cardinals, but the Padres are doing much better without Tatis than I thought they'd be, and the Giants have just been a little bit worse than I thought they would play out this year. So in the preseason, we predicted that the Dodgers and the Blue Jays would be facing off in the World Series, and I initially said that the Blue Jays would win the World Series. I thought they were going to have a generational offense that was going to steamroll the Dodgers, despite the Dodgers being the better team with the better pitching. However, I could not have been more dead wrong about this. The Blue Jays offense has been completely underperforming all year long. Most of their guys haven't come close to what they expected. Alejandro Kirk's really the only guy that's gone above and beyond what you hoped for coming into the season for the Blue Jays. Their starting pitching has been top-heavy. Manoah's been great. Gausman's been decent. Everyone else has stunk. Their middle relief has been terrible. Their closer's been shaky. The Dodgers, on the other hand, have been a complete team. They are playing like a complete team, and they continue to win games and have the best record in the NL. It's status quo for them. They are playing great. So that was the preseason. Now let's look at what is going on this year. Who really has a chance to win the World Series? The Dodgers are definitely still in the conversation, and there's 4 other teams that join them. So the other 4 teams that are going to challenge the Dodgers, the Astros in the AL, the first team we're going to talk about. They replaced Carrasco without missing a beat. Jeremy Pena has been magnificent. You haven't even noticed that Correa is gone. They've been able to survive older guys' regression because Altuve's still been good, and the young guys have been excellent for them. They have been mopping up out in the West. And then in the East, the Yankees have been dominating everyone they've played. There's a reason why these 2 teams have been beating the crap out of everyone except each other. They are going to have a close series in the second half to open it up, and they're going to have a close series in the playoffs, and that is going to decide who's going to go on from the AL, in my opinion. Now in the NL, the Mets, once they get DeGrom back, this is a huge if. If he's 100%, I think they can beat anyone at that point in time. If you have a healthy Scherzer and DeGrom in the playoffs, good luck winning a series when they're going to be pitching in 3 or 4 games when you have to win 3 or 4 games. Now, the other team that's doing great in the NL, the Braves. They field, they hit home runs, they're dangerous. Their bullpen is excellent in middle relief. It's above average at the back end, and Max Fried is a really, really solid pitcher. Spencer Strider's come out of nowhere for them. That helps. Morton, you hope that he's got the presence in the postseason for them. They are going to be very formidable. One of these 5 teams, 99 out of 100 times, if you simulate this season, are going to win the World Series. Now, of these contenders, I think it's going to be the Dodgers and the Astros in the World Series. I think the Astros have a slight edge in starting pitching against the Yankees, and when it's cold weather in New York, I feel like the ball's not going to leave the yard as much, and the Astros are better at generating runs. So that is why I give the Astros the slight edge there, but I would not be shocked if either of those 2 teams make it to the World Series. Out of the NL, I feel like the Dodgers is currently a shade better than the Mets and the Braves. All 3 teams are going to get better at the deadline, so that's why I'm going to just keep going, giving the nod to the Dodgers because they are the most complete team. They're beatable. They're definitely beatable from the Mets and the Braves standpoint, but they are the most complete team. They are the most balanced team, so they are the most likely to make it to the stage. Now, on the stage, what I think happens, the Astros have the slight mental edge over the Yankees, and they have the slight mental edge over the Dodgers based off of everything that's happened in the last 5 years. And I think it's just another year where the Astros win the championship. Get your trash can jokes ready. Get everything, all the memes lined up. I think it's going to be Dodgers and Astros again, and I think that the Astros are going to take it home. And that will do it for a prediction recap and our first half breakdown here. Like I said, we did pretty good. I mean, we got 8 out of 12 playoff teams, half the spots right, most of the in the hunt teams correct. But it's really, really hard to give myself anything above a B on my performance when I pick the Angels, who aren't even going to be watching baseball, let alone playing it in October, to win the division. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that sub button and that like button. We're doing a lot of MLB coverage here. The next video we're running out for you is going to be talking about potential trades at the deadlines, who's giving up who to where. That's what we're going to be discussing. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Everyone have a great day.